Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I just kind of wanted to do a spur of the moment talking video or whatever, because I got something on my mind and I feel like it might just be some shit that somebody out here might just need to hear. So yeah, I really wanted to talk about letting go of toxic people, whether it be family, friends, spouses, acquaintances, people that you may have classes with, people you may work with, whatever. Just letting go of toxic people, getting rid of them. I'm not going to say any names specifically, but I have personally dealt with having to let go of friends and family members and, spouses, because they were toxic and they weren't doing anything for me but sucking me dry. Not that kind. Nah, seriously, like taking away from me being able to really respect myself or love myself in the way that I needed to. For example, I have someone in my life who has a family member that, you would expect them to do right by him, and you would expect his family member to love him and support him and, be there for him as much as he is there for them. And that's not the case at all. It's the complete opposite. And I've noticed how it's continued to take away from him being able to pour into himself. Instead, he's going up and filling up that person's cup, filling up other family members' cups, filling up his employee, his coworkers and employers, their cups, filling up the cups of his friends, but he doesn't have anything left for himself. And I've seen how it's continued to negatively impact him, and it's so sad because it's not just as simple as up and just leaving, up and just walking away from that person. And I understand that it is something that does take time. It's something that it's a process. It's something that you won't just be able to do it overnight. It doesn't happen like that, especially when it's someone that you feel a certain obligation to continue to try to give them the benefit of the doubt and continue to try to work with them. Like, you really do want to, but sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you have to walk away from people. Sometimes you have to you have to step away from people and give them a chance you have to give people a chance to actually appreciate you, because after a while, once you continue to feed into this person, after a while, they'll end up becoming entitled. It'll go so far to the point where you shape the dynamic of your relationship with this person in regards to them becoming entitled to, you doing things for them, or you going out of your way completely for them, and them not ever having to give back to you because it was never like that. So you have to break that cycle. You have to break these negative cycles. You have to put your foot down. You have to draw the line. You have to have enough love and respect for yourself to be able to say, listen, I love you and I'm trying to be here for you, and I really want us to have a wonderful relationship, but you have to give me something to work with. I cannot continue to put myself on the back burner just to make you feel good about yourself, because you don't give no fucks about me. You're completely concerned in yourself, completely concerned with yourself. You're completely concerned about yourself. You don't give a fuck about what I have going on over here. So why the hell am I putting myself on the line for you over and over again? And I'm not getting anything out of it. See, whenever it comes to cutting off toxic people and releasing, cycles of toxicity, it has to come from a place within yourself. Start from a place of love. It has to start from a place of love. You have to love and respect and cherish yourself. Know your worth so much to the point where you can literally say, listen, it's nothing personal, but I have to consider myself for once, consider my sanity, consider my self-progress, my growth. I have to consider my heart, my soul. I have to consider all these different things, my responsibilities, my priorities. I have to consider everything so much to the point where I have to draw a fucking line. Sometimes you have to just draw a line. you have to draw the line somewhere, because if you don't, people will continue to abuse that. When you enable toxic behavior, it becomes a cycle, and it'll be never ending unless you decide to put a stop to it. And I understand it's not easy, but personally for me, in regards to my friend or this person in my life, and seeing how the negative relationship that he has with this specific family member, me seeing how it's affected him is starting to take a toll on me, because specifically with me being who I am, I believe that I'm an empath. For those of you who don't know what an empath is, I just went ahead and looked up the specific definition for what an empath is. An empath is a person with the paranormal ability to apprehend the mental or emotional state of another individual. I 100% believe that I am an empath. I take on the feelings and the emotions of people, whether it's me having a conversation with them or me even just being near them and me just feeling the energy that they are giving off, being able to interact with this person and getting certain vibrations and stuff from their auras. I definitely believe that 100% I take on the feelings and the emotions of another individual. And so with me noticing and me being around a person who is not always, but is mostly in a negative state, especially in regards to this person who was supposed to be very significant in his life, it makes me very upset. I literally have to take that on. So it's not only a bad thing for him, but it's also draining for me, because I love him and because I want to support him and I want to see him do great and I want to see him have beautiful, wonderful relationships with other people outside of my relationship with him. And I've noticed how that hasn't always been the case, especially when it's come to this specific family member. And it's challenging, and I really don't want it to weather on my relationship with him, because it shouldn't have to even go that far. So if you notice that there's someone in your life who has basically been like either a parasite or a leech, or almost akin to like a disease, someone who anytime you try to give them the benefit of the doubt, or you give them an inch and they take a mile, or you always find yourself having to deal with some type of battle or some type of challenge when it comes to this person on a consistent basis. Like just about every encounter you have with this person is negative. Those are red flags. Those are things that you need to take into consideration and be like, okay, do I need to have this person in my life? Because clearly there's nothing good coming out of this. Clearly there hasn't been any positive exchange with this person, either in a long time or ever. That's some stuff to think about. That's something that you should really be able to say, hey, let me step back. I notice myself getting really flustered or really anxious or really upset or just completely down anytime I come in contact with this person. Anytime I have an exchange with this person, or anytime I go out of my way from this person, or the relationship is just not 50-50, things just aren't equal between, it's not a common exchange, it's not a mutual love or respect that you have within your relationship, you need to go ahead and just cut that person out. Cut them out, because they ain't gonna do nothing for you. It's not gonna help you out if you keep trying to beat a dead horse. You keep trying to resuscitate something that is already done. It's been done, it's finished, and I understand, I know that it's not easy. I understand that it's so much harder than, people want to believe it is. And I know too, I've had to deal with personal, very, 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 very close relationships that I needed to walk away from in order to choose myself and my well-being. And I understand in a sense that may sound selfish, but sometimes, and I've always said this from the beginning of time, since I've had to deal with, picking myself over certain situations that I knew just was not going to be right for me, that I just knew it wasn't going to be fair to myself to continue to entertain. I've always said you have to find a balance between selfishness and selflessness. You cannot go your whole life putting other people before you. You cannot also go your whole life putting yourself before other people. If someone is able to respect you in the same way that you respect them, give to you in the same way that you give to them, if it's, like I said, a mutual love and respect that you both have for each other, then that sounds like a beautiful, well-balanced relationship. And I know that it won't be perfect, because nothing is. So I'm not saying if you just having a few little bumps in the road with somebody that you need to go ahead and just throw their ass in the trash. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just see the signs. Take everything really for what it is, because people always show you who they are. And I know it's not going to be pretty, and I know the truth hurts. I know it's not always what you want to hear, but a lot of times it's what you need to hear. And it's not always about what you want. You have to take into consideration of what is best for you, what needs to happen, what needs to take place. And sometimes what needs to take place is you completely detaching yourself from someone. If you feel like it ain't never been an instance where you've benefited from being in some type of relationship with this person, whether, like I said, whether it be family, friends, spouse, a work relationship, a school relationship, whatever the case, if you feel like you've never gotten anything positive out of it, you might as well just go ahead and walk away from it. Hey, it's nothing personal, but I always need to choose me. Always choose you. You are your main priority. You are your first priority. Unless you have kids, and still you need to still make sure that you're taking care of yourself. We were all put on this earth. Whatever you believe, we are all put on this earth. And we have to understand that our souls, our spirits, our minds, our bodies, our hearts, everything that we own, everything that we carry with us, everything that we were brought into this world with, that we will go out with as well, is what you need to take care of. You have to. It's essential. It's important, and it's only fair to yourself. If you continue to try to put everybody else, like I said, filling up everybody's cup, and you ain't got nothing left for you, it ain't fair. It's not fair, and you deserve more than that. You have to know your self-worth. I know how much I'm worth. I know what I can put up with. I know what I can tolerate, and I know whenever stuff is gone way past the line. I know when boundaries have been crossed, limits have been crossed. I understand, and then that's when I'm like, hey, that's not something that I can get down with. So therefore, I need to either take a step back, or I just need to completely remove myself, because you might just have me fucked up right now, and I don't got time for all of that. So you have to set boundaries. Set boundaries. Now, if you take a step away from someone and they don't just tell you, but they show you that they deserve to be in your life, give them the benefit of the doubt. But set those boundaries. Set those limits. And if they can't respect those boundaries or those limits, they can't respect what you will and won't tolerate, then that right there is just another thing to show you. It's not you being difficult. It's not you being extra. It's not you being complicated. It's not you being high maintenance. That is you having respect for yourself and for what you will and will not deal with. Period. You're going to realize once you start to set those boundaries, sometimes even if that ends up meaning that you're a bit lonely or whatever, sometimes you just got to deal with what you got to deal with. Eventually, whatever you believe in, specifically me, for God, I believe in God. I feel like I've had to cut off some people that just didn't deserve to be in my life, and it'll come to a point in time where God will put those people in my life who deserve to be in my life and who I equally deserve to be in theirs, and we'll just continue to interact with each other in love, interact with each other in respect, interact with each other in peace and genuine respect. That's what it comes down to. Do not settle for no weak ass friends, for no weak ass partners, for no weak ass family members. It don't matter. You are not entitled to do shit for nobody on this earth but yourself. So put you first. Of course, still be respectful and stuff of other people, but definitely put you first. Make yourself a priority. Make your happiness a priority. Make your sanity a priority. Make your peace a priority. You have to. Because if you don't, eventually you keep getting used and used and used and used and used, and you're used up. Either it's going to kill you or you gonna reach a breaking point. And who knows what you might do once you reach that breaking point. Who knows what might happen. So don't even let yourself get to that point. It's 2019. We have to stop letting people affect our energy and our hearts and our minds and our spirits. We have to stop letting people mess with our chi, messing with our balance. We have to stop it. And the only person that's going to be able to put an end to that is you. So you got to hold yourself accountable to the way that a lot of your relationships are happening. Especially for those of us who are adults, so you 18 or older now, I understand if you still like living at home with some of your parents and you feel like they don't love and appreciate you as much as you would like to, or you don't feel like your relationship with them is as good as you would like to, or anybody else that you are kind of in a position to where you have to interact with them. I understand that. But once you get out on your own 2 feet, once you're able to get a job, you're able to get a car, you're able to get yourself in line and in order, once everything really comes to you and it's on you, that's when, hey, listen, I'm grown now. I don't got time. I don't got time for the games. I'm trying to get my life together. I'm trying to be a productive adult. I'm trying to be not just happy, because happiness is fleeting. I'm trying to be filled with joy. I'm trying to be filled with love. I'm trying to be filled with a sense of self-worth, a sense of self-respect, like a sense of just self-knowing. And it's really going to take for us to start drawing lines. Stop letting people get into your heart. Stop letting people get into your mind and have you wilding out and you getting all upset and you crying and you pissed off and you wondering what the fuck you done did wrong. You ain't did shit wrong. If you have a certain level of love and respect for yourself, you're going to make sure that other people are going to do the same thing. And if they can't get with it, they don't deserve to be around you. And that's that. All right. I think I got my point across pretty well. I really hope that you guys just continue to put yourself first. Keep loving yourself. Keep giving yourself all the good things in life that you know you deserve. Continue to manifest that, and you have to be the first person to take that step towards what you want your life to be. It may not be easy. It won't be easy. It will be obstacles. It will be difficulties. But you, being the divine being that you are, you're going to push through it. You're going to push through it. You're going to continue to love yourself. You're going to continue to support yourself. You don't need nobody else to validate you. You don't need nobody else to tell you that you're doing good. You don't need nobody else to clap for you. You don't need nobody else to support you. Have your own back. And I promise you, you won't be let down. Because once we put faith into other people, you have to understand that other people think about themselves too. So they may not always be there for you like you want them to be. And I don't want none of y'all to be let down because of that. That's the biggest factor. But I'll save that for another video. I feel like that's going to be a really good thing to talk about. But I love y'all. It's peace and light out here. I'm wishing all positive vibes, positive energy. Wishing all the success to those of y'all who really continue to work your asses off and are, struggling, and sometimes we feel a little defeated, but that's okay. Just continue to work hard, continue to pray to the Most High if you believe, continue to write things down and put them in your pockets, continue to get into witchcraft and do whatever the hell it is that you got to do to get yourself together. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe. I mean, if you like me, I'm not going to force nobody. It's no pressure. Peace and love.